Have you wanted to be an epic pirate captain, main? Well, too bad. This guide is garbage, has no organization, and is made by a freaking 12-year-old noob at Trove, so whatever. I'll try my best, I guess. Hey, it's me, Can't think of a good name. This is a guide for maining pirate, from the basics, just the main basics of the build to actual gameplay. So, first of all, pirate is not the best class. I mean, it's probably apparent. You don't see many pirates. It's not the best class by a long shot, but I'm not deterring you. I'm not here to deter you or convince you from maining it. It's completely up to you. This guide it's just here to give you a general idea of what to do if you do decide to main this beautiful class. So, the pirate is a DPS class. You could build them that way, you could build them as a tank, however you want, but it's most effective as DPS. And as all DPS classes, you'll need nothing but critical damage, which determines the percentage of your main damage you deal when you hit a critical hit, which determines the chance that you'll land a critical hit, and damage, specifically magic damage, because pirate is weird and apparently bullets aren't physical objects. Don't get confused and get physical damage inducing gear or gems. Though, thanks to the nature of pirates' offensive capabilities, you'll be up and close and personal, almost in melee range, just hovering barely outside of it, but just still you're very close, and you're probably gonna get damaged a lot. Maximum health stats can help with survivability, as well as health restoring items or allies, like your flasks, which you'll probably be using a lot. So have a good emblem. Speaking of, speaking of items, the ally of Prefect Penguin is good, helps with survivability, and the Chronomancer Cubesley will help reduce the cooldown of your ultimate, which I'll get to in a bit. Into your gear. Pirate actually has one of the slowest base attack speeds out of all of the classes, using it like a slow shotgun, so you definitely need to prioritize attack speed on your gear. The next stat you need to prioritize is probably critical damage, which can be replaced by movement speed if you wish. I personally use movement speed instead of critical damage because I have already that on my gems, but it's only because I really like having that extra speed. It's mostly up to personal preference, but obviously you're gonna need attack speed, which is basically mandatory. In battle, you're up close and personal, as I said earlier, and your role in most situations is sustained heavy fire that ramps up over time. You specialize in crowd control and the destruction of groups. Also, you take quite a long time to ramp up your damage, because you need to deploy all your turrets and upgrade them. You're really useful in shadow towers, especially for the boss. Unless the boss moves around quite a bit, which I'll get why in a bit. You can focus all your fire on a single enemy, and you'll do quite a bit of damage. Even at like lower levels, you'll do quite a bit of damage for, at least comparative to whatever you're expected to do, whatever any other class is expected to do at whatever your level, power level you're at. Your abilities is what defines you, and you'll need to use them a lot in battle. Your basic attack is a shotgun that shoots in a trapezoidal shape. It's very slow, as I said earlier, but it packs quite a punch, doing, I think, double damage? I don't know. It might be a bit higher, I haven't checked. But only one of your abilities use energy, but you're going to need that. It's absolutely paramount to your survivability in solo situations, even with tanks, like in multiplayer with other people. That ability would be Pretend Pirate, which it taunts and distracts enemies. You don't gain energy like the other classes, or don't use it at all, you still use energy. but instead you gain your energy from doubloons, which is your passive. Um, it comes from the damage you deal, which should be no problem for you, especially if you wade to a large group of enemies. Your basic attack and pretend pirate can give you doubloons, which are also automatically used to upgrade your turrets. Basically, your turrets have 3 levels, and it takes a set amount of doubloons to upgrade. You will do more damage, you know, have a better attack speed, stuff like that. Your turret is manned by your parrot. You throw it down, and it automatically targets enemies, which is basically a specialty of a pirate. Basically, what defines pirate. Does a bit of area damage. That's why, you know, kind of useful for crowd control. And it will disappear over time if it detects that it's not damaging enemies, which shouldn't be a problem if you're actually in battle. If you have your class gem, which is later on if you're beginning, you can summon 2 turrets at a time, and they also upgrade at the same time with the same exact doubloons. Your final ability, your ultimate, is the Man of War. It's basically a large turret. It's a mortar that attacks enemies in a huge radius and does a lot of damage. It has quite the cooldown, so use it wisely, as you would with basically any other ultimate. And when fighting a group of enemies, always stay with your turrets. Without them, you'll be overwhelmed and probably gonna die. You won't be able to fend by yourself. You don't have any abilities that help you as a person. It's mostly just your turrets and what you throw down. All of it is what your turrets. It's just your turrets and what you throw down, actually. And you'll also be able to focus your collective fire on a single group or a single enemy. It'll be more organized, you know. And if you move away too far from your turrets, which in most cases would not happen, your turrets will be out of range. You can always completely avoid this with your pretend pirate, but you know, it doesn't completely aggro all the enemies. And always be using your dodge strafe in a circular motion to avoid damage, since you're like a DPS in close range with little defensive capability, especially personal. Don't jump too high though, because you can only attack horizontally. Your main weapon only shoots horizontally. And that's pretty much all I could think about. I hope this actually helped you. I doubt it does, but I tried my best. I did see a complete lack of pirate captain builds and guides, and I think I just wanted to contribute, you know, put in my own words, because I do main pirate. I love playing pirate. It's the first class I actually got to 20,000 power rank, which is crazy. And well, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for wasting your time on me, I guess. And I appreciate it. Goodbye.